Time keeps on leaving and we keep on moving. When do we pass on our wisdom to the youth? My veteran story, lost arts discussions, fireside chats with a bourbon or two. It's time to hear the stories by military veterans. Get yourself ready. It's the Lost Arts Podcast. The Lost Arts with Andrew Cox.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Podcast. That podcast giving a voice to our veterans. On today's episode, we're going to have a fireside chat. I wish we were recording just a couple of seconds ago because we were already chatting and had me in stitches. I'm over here crying and everything, but that's okay. We'll get to it in a little bit. If you're enjoying the podcast, be sure that you go to thelostart.podbean.com. Go in there, click on the merchandise tab, get you a cool hat. You know, there's shirts, there's all kinds of new merchandise. We even have the socks, so you want to get that. But anyways, a lot of cool stuff. Help support us and get our veteran voices out for all to hear. All right, with that, I got the podcast crew here. We'll go around real quick, say hi to everyone, and then we'll jump right into one of the key topics that we were all jumping on just a second ago. Mike, how you doing?
Doing great. Good week so far. Can't complain.
Nice. All right, Aaron, how are you doing?
Good, busy week. As I've said before, in our software development contractor job, we do things in 3 weeks, what we call sprints, and this week is the final week, so we're all preparing for tomorrow to do a demo and review. So busy.
Nice. Sounds like fun. Krista, how you doing?
Pretty good. I won't complain.
No, that's it. All right. You're just not going to complain. All right, Vic, how are you?
I'm all right. It's a busy week. We see my daughter just had her last day of her junior year today, so she's officially a senior. And then for the school that I teach at, today was our last day of classes. Tomorrow's our graduation. And then I'm attending 7 graduations this year. I got my school's graduation Friday, and then as a school board member, I have 6 graduations next week that I'm going to. So, but most importantly, tonight's cigar is a Tatuaje cigar. It's a natural wrapper. I want to say it's Honduran, Dominican. I could be wrong on that. But it's a little bit more spicy than the cigars I'm used to smoking. But it's not too peppery or spicy that it's still not good for me. But it's just a hint of like a pepper taste to it. But I like it. They're good cigars, and they're not that expensive. I think this one was like $9 or something like that. But also in a Robusto size, not classic because it's not a 52 gauge, but it's still a good smoke. So I'll give another review at the end.
Very nice. I always gotta like my cigar girl to get on here and talk to him about that stuff. I had a cigar this week as I was sitting outside the camper without the awning, and I was smoking a cigar. It was so good. It was so creamy, that I thought of you, Vic. So anyways, it's a good cigar. Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing outstanding. It's beautiful weather here in sunny southern Cammiefornia. They're proposing a 30-cent a mile tax on California drivers because of all of the electrical vehicles that they're getting here in the state. They of course don't pay gasoline tax, and their cars are much more heavy, and they cause more damage to our roads. So all of us that drive gas vehicles need to start stepping up and paying 30 cents a mile of tax.
So is that is gas vehicles have to pay the tax, even though?
Yes, it'll be a 30 cent tax on a gallon of gas.
Oh my God.
Per mile, or some ridiculous thing like that. That's being proposed, but California has a super majority of demo comms. So,
Hey, Mark, um, I'm gonna start the RV up. I'm gonna start driving to California. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna take you out of the state and help you out just a little bit, you and the family.
I'm ready to go, but I'm kind of committed to that charity organization for another year and a half. So I've got to
Okay,
stay till actually 2 years, 2.5 years. Oh, wow.
wow, 2.5 years. Okay, well, in 2.5 years, Mark, I got a place for you. All right. As we get into today's podcast, we were discussing a little bit before the podcast started, but we now officially have the first president that has been found guilty of 34 counts, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody help me out with that. Is that correct?
It's 34 counts. 11 of them are fraudulent invoices. 12 of them are for illegal repayment of retainers. And then I can't remember what the other 11 were for, but something's just as stupid.
Yeah. So I found that very interesting. I saw the former president, as he came out of the trial and started basically saying that the judge should have never been there, and that they requested to go for the trial to go somewhere else in another district or something like that. Anyways, he goes off for a little while. It was very interesting to watch. So what is you guys' take on all that? I'm gonna throw it out there. I mean, this is brand new news. This is today.
Have you guys seen the Batman movie where the Scarecrow has a trial in Gotham, and it's all the criminals are putting the DA on trial? You know what I'm talking about? That's what this whole thing feels like.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
it's the whole thing. I mean, it's maybe I'll share a picture later, but it's stupid. It's stupid. It's the judge and already biased because he donated to Biden in 2020. His daughter works for the DNC. So I mean, how can somebody not above the judge make this judge Marchin or Manchin or whatever his name is? Well, how did somebody not say you have to recuse yourself? You are already biased. I don't understand
that. I think throughout the trial, Trump was they are, what do you call it, contempt of court like 9 times or something while he was in there. I didn't get to see his outbursts, but I'm pretty sure they were pretty funny.
It wasn't for outbursts in court. It was for violating the gag orders.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, because and the judge said, you do it again, I'm going to send you to jail for violating the gag order. You're not allowed to talk about this. You have to keep your mouth shut. You're not allowed to make fun of my daughter. You're not allowed to talk about anybody. You have to stay quiet. Shut up. Don't say anything to the cameras, or I'm going to put you in jail.
Wow.
And the whole trial, just an absolute joke.
I have not actually watched any of it. Was it televised?
No, I don't think so.
Nope. And no expert witnesses were allowed because he didn't want to become an expert opinion war. So no expert opinions were allowed.
Except everything on the prosecution was an opinion.
Exactly.
I mean, this is exactly what they do in communist countries.
Yeah.
Exactly what they do.
That is very true. The kangaroo courts and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Now, Mike, you had it going a while ago. You go ahead and jump in and tell us what you think. So you
have to refresh my memory what I said, because
I don't remember specifically. I think Chris.
No, what I started out with was there's no way in hell you can tell me that anybody on that jury or any of that was unbiased. There's absolutely no way. I mean, what world do you have to live in to think otherwise? There's just no way.
Yeah,
I mean, if I would have been on that jury and they were doing a selection process and they're asking stuff. They're like asking questions. I'm like, yeah, I voted for him. Yeah, I voted for him. Yep, he's my asshole. Yep, you're right. You know, it's but
Well, you wouldn't think that you could ask that if they were like, did they ask those questions like that? Did you vote for him?
I have no idea. I don't know. I honestly I have no clue. But I mean, it's like what? How do you? I mean, if he, my point is, if without a doubt you can prove to me that all of this happened, okay, then I'll give you my unbiased opinion on it. But my turnaround on that is, okay, well let's sit down and look at everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing is everybody's wanting to point a finger, but everybody that's involved in the process and has been involved in the process for years is just as guilty, if not worse. And he's been a thorn in everybody's side since he started running for president and won the election. And this has been a nonstop thing. Nonstop. You know, hell, we had a president that was cheating on his wife in the Oval Office with an intern, you know.
I think he likes cigars.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So did she.
Yeah. They were spicy too. But
maybe a little creamy.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
No. All right, well, I'll sign off at that one. So.
I will say that the hypocrisy is deafening and out of all of this. We have video and audio evidence, proof that our sitting president is involved in money laundering and pay for access. His son threw a weapon away. I mean, his son is in all kinds of hot water. Nothing. Audio and video proof of this shit going down, laundering money through shell companies and all this kind of stuff. 10% for the big guy. You know, it's come on. It's the hypocrisy. The whole situation is just asinine. And like, but if Trump wins the election and then anybody goes after Biden after all this, oh my gosh, how dare you, fascists and Marxists and all this kind of stuff, Republican Party, you're so mean. Like, come on. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Stand by.
If they go after, the thing is, if they go after Biden, they know that Obama is going to get drug into it, and that's who they're protecting. They're protecting Obama, ultimately.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, Mike's already said it, and several other people. It was a complete bias case. You bring a fraud, convicted fraud, and a known liar on the stand to testify against his former boss. Like, who does that?
And then that guy admits to stealing from him.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So
And
I
the
don't.
thing with Cohen, go ahead, Mark. No, go ahead.
Oh no, please go ahead, Krista.
And the thing with Cohen is, and I don't know if you guys, that's the whole thing with Cohen. He had already been convicted of perjury. So Cohen has been discredited. And I would be interested to know if the jurors found him guilty on these counts using Cohen as their guilt, manufacturer, if that's what they did. Years ago, I was in a car wreck. And there was a gentleman that was behind me. They said that I ran a red light and hit this woman, right? Or that she ran a red light. And the guy behind me said, yes, the woman ran a red light. And that's when I hit her and, pinned her against a telephone pole. So 2 years later, she comes along with this same guy and she's going to use him as her witness to say that, that I did it with intent. And it turned out they found that this guy had made a testimony on recording to Geico Insurance saying, no, I saw her run the red light. I was following her. Well, when it came out that he had done that, they're like, oh, no, we can't use him now. He's been discredited. So that's the whole thing with Cohen. And when I went back for my depositions later, 2 years later with all this, and I said, well, can I use this guy on my side? And they said, no, he's been discredited. Once a person has been discredited or found lying, you can't use them for either side, for you or against you. And that's this whole thing with Cohen. So I would really be interested to know, it'll go back, it'll go up to the Court of Appeals is what's going to happen. And I'm sure that's what Trump's going to do. He's going to pull it up to the Court of Appeals because it's 4 years for every count. And that's what they're wanting now. They're wanting jail time for him, which it does concern me, but I think it's going to go up because they're going to, and it'll get it out of this judge's court and, into a better situation. Because I don't see it playing out. Yeah. And because Cohen is the one that paid her originally, and he did it out of his own money. That's nothing new. None of this is new. So where's the fraud? There is no fraud. Right. So,
yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Go ahead, Mark. You were saying something a second.
Yeah, I firmly believe everything in life doesn't happen to you, happens for you. And I think that Donald Trump is one of the best in the world at making things happen for him, no matter what gets thrown at him. I think he'll be using it to his advantage. Just look at all of the interviews that even on CNN or NBC, where they interview people about it. And all of a sudden, the common person out on the street makes a pro-Trump comment about how he's getting screwed over. So I do believe the American people are getting sick and tired of these quote-unquote elites getting away with everything.
Yeah.
And that's why the Trump rally in the Bronx was so big. The Democratic bastion stronghold in New York, the Bronx, was a huge rally for Trump.
No kidding.
Yep,
Wow.
in AOC's district.
And you know who's speaking out? Who says that Biden's screwing people over? Charlemagne the God, Cardi B, and Dennis Quaid. Those people are like, we're tired of Biden. We're tired of it. So I'm not saying they're necessarily pro-Trump, but they know that they're getting lied to and messed around. So that's.
Yeah, that seems to be the theme as of late. Just lie after lie after lie. But I guess it's been going on for a long time. So I think that like you look at Trump while he was in office, and yeah, he may have been a little gruff or rough around the edges on things. But there was a lot of positive stuff that happened. I mean, look at jobs throughout America were, on the rise. Gas prices were at all-time lows. Well, maybe not all-time, but it was pretty damn low in comparison to what it is now. You definitely didn't get extra 30 cents a gallon or whatever it is per mile, whatever, like out in Cammiefornia, and those types of things. But and then you look at comparison, you look at Biden and his time in office, and it's just the opposite. But everyone still is going to bash on Trump.
Help me with this. The Dow just went higher than it's ever gone before. Now, I know it was really low back during the Trump presidency. How come the Dow has spiked so high recently, guys? Tell me that under this administration.
It's all rigged for them to say, look, we did this.
Because I'm not good with, with the stock market and all that. And I just wonder, because the Dow went like over 40,000 just like last month. And that's the first time ever. And I just wondered what made it do that. Because I'm not a stock market person, so I didn't really know. But I did know that's happened. And I just wondered, because I know the economy is not good. It's not in my neck of the woods, When I'm having to go to the dollar store to buy toothpaste because it's cheaper at the dollar store than it is at my commissary. So, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah. Because it's a set price at the dollar store. Yeah. So.
Yeah. The basics of it is the more people investing in it, the higher it's going to go, right? And when it takes a dip is because everybody's selling their stocks because they think something drastic's going to happen. So I don't know. I don't follow it that well either. I just know the basics of it, but a lot of that, I haven't seen or heard any of the experts jumping up and down screaming. So who knows? But I truly believe that there could be some insider stuff going on to say, hey, look, we helped the market out. You helped the market out the last 6 to 7 months of your term to try to make it look like you actually did something. It's like we lost all the jobs during COVID, right? And we started bringing them back. And then, Biden got in office, and then, a few million jobs came back, and they said, oh, look at all these jobs we brought back. No, you idiot. You're just replacing the jobs that were lost during COVID.
You let people go back to work. That's it.
Yeah. I could go into the building with my mask off.
Yeah, I saw a meme that said, yes, we've got these 20 million jobs back, and I've got 3 of them just to support my family.
That's
Well,
good.
I mean, we should take a look at Nancy Pelosi again. Just made over $1 million on a stock trade. So, I mean, yeah, the stock market is doing good for all the wealthy, the elites, the ones that can got the insider trading going on.
Yeah, but nobody's investigating that.
Nope. Good Democrat Party.
Wow.
But I keep
Gotta love
thinking I need to move back to, what is it? Cammiefornia. Yeah.
Cammiefornia.
Yeah.
I mean,
I keep thinking I need to
Cammiefornia.
move back there because, the minimum wage is now what's it out there now?
Yeah, $20. $20 an hour.
minimum wage is $20 an hour.
Yeah. That's
But,
why,
but you still can't make a living off of it.
a burger flipper at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's why Big Mac's
But I
flying.
mean, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to raise the minimum wage, but hey, by the way, you're going to pay an extra 30 cents a gallon to get to work, and you're going to do this. And
Yeah,
you remember,
are gonna
I mean,
plummet.
it's not even just California. It's everywhere. I mean, y'all remember even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you go to McDonald's and get a double cheeseburger meal, a cheeseburger meal. You go to McDonald's and for what, like $5-6?
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
even in this area, it's like 9 something for damn 2 cheeseburgers, a drink, and a regular fry. I don't know what's it like out there now, Mark. I mean, it's
I don't go. I haven't been to one since before the $20 minimum, so I don't know.
it's got to be over $10.
I'm sure it is.
I know in Washington State, where my son's at, they're the same way. You got a state tax on gas, you got a county tax on gas, you have a city tax on gas, and then there's a federal tax. And all of a sudden when gas is like $8 a gallon, it's like, holy shit, who all's getting paid here? But it's like,
My question
like
is, what are they going to do with all the motorcycle clubs out there? I guarantee you they're not all turning in their motorcycles to get electric bikes.
Yeah, that's a true
I
statement.
guarantee you they're not.
Yep.
And they're probably not going to move out of California either.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
My free chicken strips at Chick-fil-A were $8 the other day. That's all I got.
3
That's
chicken
it?
strips. 3.
3 chicken strips,
Wow.
$8.
But Chick-fil-A has always been a little expensive.
That's more than $2 a strip. I mean, you can go to
It was really
you
good.
can go to the strip club and spend $2.
I was going to say that's just
I
going to
could have
say
been
that.
tipping
That's
somebody.
an expensive strip.
Ooh,
Yeah.
baby.
You go to the strip club, you get $10 worth of ones. You can get all kinds of chicken, right? I mean, they got the buffet out. There's probably more than just chicken.
Most of the girls there wear skirts. I'm telling you.
Get more than what you asked for sure.
All right, don't whack on Chick-fil-A. I like them.
Oh, I like chicken.
Yeah, our whole
Yeah,
meal,
listen.
he got a meal and I just got my strips, the 3 strips. That's all I get. And it was like $19. Yeah.
Good.
Go for 2 people.
I don't
That
know
was
if I told
awesome.
I don't know if I told y'all on here. My wife went, it was a couple weeks ago, went and bought some stuff to make spaghetti, and she got a few other things, but not like anything big. And it was like $80 for all that. It's like, what the
Yep.
$20 for 2 pounds of hamburger meat? You got to be kidding
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, the meat in the grocery stores are getting fairly pricey. That's for sure. It's a little outrageous. It makes me want to go get a cow and just put it in the trailer behind me, and then whenever I start getting hungry, go back there and slab off a piece of his rump. And, throw him up,
Well,
keep him alive. It'll reheal. It'll be good.
then you'll get fined for him farting going down the road,
Oh yeah, that's true.
polluting the air.
Yeah, global warming. That is the
Yeah.
highest part of global warming comes from cows, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Problem is, Andrew would forget about them and start driving down the road, and they'd be dragging a damn cow behind. Be like his awning. It's like, what the hell's that?
National
Why this
Lampoon
person-
hits New York. Yeah.
They're like National Lampoons all over again. He kept
Yeah,
up with you for the first couple miles.
Yeah. And Grandma says, "You want to tie me to the bumper too?"
Oh, that's good. It's good stuff. Oh, you guys are always good for a laugh. I appreciate it. All right. Well, I ran out of topics. That was the one topic I was going to talk about today. So I'm going to rely on you guys to carry on some conversation here. What do you want to talk about?
The lost art of making movies.
The lost art of making movies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, hit me up. What movie did you see recently
That's the problem. I haven't gone to a movie in probably 2 years because they all suck these days. They've all got some political agenda that they're trying to push. Even Disney, obviously everybody knows that, we're a big Disney family. Their last 8 movies have all tanked because they've all got some kind of political agenda, so it's disappointing. And the movie industry is starting to crash. I mean, they're really starting to crash right now. But because nobody's making whole family wholesome movies anymore. There's got to be some kind of gay theme or some kind of transgender theme or some kind of political theme. It's got to have some kind of theme to it, or at least undertones, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Well, De Niro made himself famous again.
Yes, he did. Standing outside the courtroom yesterday.
So he was without a job for so long, he decided to go political and making a fool of himself now.
With his platform shoes,
Yeah.
his lifts.
He had old boys out there from January 6th, the cops that were supposedly the heroes, paid actors. And a guy was out there telling him, "You're a bunch of liars. You made this stuff up, this, that, and the only person that was killed was, a former veteran or a Air Force veteran that, unarmed and, and they didn't have nothing to say for themselves. So, yeah, you can't tell me it's all a joke.
Yeah, I haven't seen a really good movie in a long time either. I usually just fall back on watching the same crap I always watch. I won't say crap, the same great things that I always watch. One of those being lately the show Monk. Have you guys watched Monk? It's the guy. He used to be a detective, but his wife died.
Right?
Yeah, germaphobe. Yeah. It's a great show. Anyways, I've been watching that every night. I'm sure my wife is going crazy, but my daughter knows the theme song to it, so it comes on pretty regular, so she comes out singing the theme song. My wife's like, really? It's kind of funny. So I just watch the same stuff. Yeah.
Well, my grandson loves the John Wayne movies, so we watch a lot of them. And then my granddaughter, she's a singing and dancing, and so she loves the Sound of Music. So
yeah,
watch that a lot.
Very
That
good.
was our school musical this year, was The Sound of Music.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah. The kids did a great job on it.
Yeah.
And the guy that ran sound did an amazing job, too.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I wonder who that was.
Oh, man, the school was so happy they didn't have to hire somebody for $7,000 to run the sound.
God.
Yeah.
$7,000.
Yeah.
To run.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And I'm like,
Yeah, and they got a backup vocalist. He's back there. The hills are alive.
with the laird of music.
With the laird of music. That's good. Oh,
Yeah, but then
God.
they kicked the sound guy out because he had a skirt on.
Yeah. Did you purchase the American red, white, blue kilt?
Not yet. I'm gonna get one though. They're not that expensive.
Yeah.
I want to get a Marine Corps kilt first. But that's my goal is get a Marine Corps tartan, and then I'll probably get a Forbes tartan, and then I'll get the American flag one.
Okay.
Totally.
Are you gonna start playing bagpipes?
No, bagpipes are fucking hard. Bagpipes are hard to play.
Yeah. I don't try to play.
And if you ever played oboe before or bassoon? Probably
No.
not. Yeah. So it's harder than oboe and bassoon, which those are hard.
The Irish were the first ones to have the bagpipes, but they gave it to the Scottish and told them it was a musical instrument, and they just went for it.
That was good.
It's kind of worked out for them.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too funny.
The only thing I know about an oboe is Andrew and Jack. Who was that? The commanding general training command was coming down to visit or something, and y'all were gonna. I don't remember who it was. Y'all were gonna basically. I was gonna get in blues and then pretend like I was an oboe player or some crap like that. I don't remember what it was.
Because
y'all don't have one.
He was in charge of a recruiting station, and
yeah.
And he had to recruit an oboe player, and they never could find an oboe player, so they always missed mission because they couldn't get an oboe player. So we were going to have you dress up and say that you were an oboe player. But come to find out, we actually had, I think it was, we had a bassoon player, I think is what it was. But I told her to say she was an oboe player. So when the CG came in, he sees her and he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Whatever. And what instrument do you play?" And she's like, "Oh, I play the oboe, sir." And he could just see his face, and he just turned and looked at us. It's pretty funny. He's very vocal about the band. He always said how much he hates the band because he could never find an oboe player.
So I'll do a little shout out for you bandsmen there. I was at Master Gunner Sergeant Devon Van at 3rd Mardiv.
Yeah.
They provided the quintet for the Mount Soledad Memorial Day ceremony, and they did a phenomenal job. They just knocked it out of the park. The music they had. Then when they had the dueling or the echoing trumpets, it was phenomenal.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Van's a good guy.
Yeah. Because you were at MCRD with him, right?
No, I was at 1st Marine Division with him.
1st Mardiv with him?
Yeah.
So was it Spanos? Is it Alex Spanos? Panos. You all know him?
Yeah.
So I got a messed up story, or I screwed it up. It was at my retirement, and I and he was a sergeant then, I think, and it was a quintet. But I wasn't thinking, my retirement day. How you thank the band, of course.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to, kind of pump them up. But I said, everybody gets a band when they retire. I said, I asked for the 4 best musicians in the first Mardiv.
The quintet.
Yeah.
Which one was left out?
So that was, like I said, that was July of 2012. About when he was about 3 years ago, maybe, when he was chief war officer at the Marine Band San Diego. We're at the St. Patrick's Day parade, and I'm talking to him. I says, "Oh, he's got the band out there. Man, you guys are always great. You always play for the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick and the nice guys, at the gala." And I said, "Man, you guys just always do a phenomenal job. You guys are the best, And he starts laughing, and I go, "Oh." And he said, "Sorry, Major, I got to tell you a story." And so he told me that story. He said, so we all like looking at us. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said, but then from then on, he used it as a little pump up for his Marines. When he got 50 bands when going to an event. He goes, "All right, I know you're the best 49 out there."
That's when you see everybody in the band pointing fingers at somebody.
Like,
oh, it's him.
Who's the one? Who's the one? So that's my band story.
That is a pretty good one. I like that.
Yeah, so next time you talk to Panos, ask him about it.
Oh my gosh.
He goes, "Yeah, I remember that day." He says, "Sorry, man, I gotta tell you. I just gotta tell you."
Oh man. As long as he knows it was him, that he was the one that was messed up. Now Panos, he's a rock star trombone player. Yeah, he's really good. I don't think he was the weakest link.
No.
His wife
No,
plays harp.
I was the weak link that day.
Yeah. Yeah. Vic, what'd you say?
I said his wife is a really, really good harp player too. She dresses up in like cosplay stuff and then plays like that theme or whatever. That if she's like a Marvel character, she'll play Marvel music, theme songs on harp, or Star Wars. She'll dress up as Rey and play Star Wars on harp and shit like that. She's a really good harp player. Yeah.
That's a beautiful instrument. It's a beautiful instrument.
Yeah. It's a very difficult instrument, or at least it looks like it is.
It is. Lots of pedals.
Some talented people in the musician field.
A few.
Only because I was
5'11", 5'11" buttons.
Yeah, that's what we always
That's
told
right.
ourselves.
Put that number
Aaron.
in there. That's good.
Aaron, you cut out like it was full as you were trying to compliment us all. If you could say that again.
Oh, really?
I hear a bird, and it's not me this time.
Somebody is freezing up. Is it me freezing up?
No, you froze up a second ago, or was it me? I don't know.
It was Aaron. I think it was Aaron. Whatever.
Yeah, I lost Aaron too for a second.
No,
All heard
I was just saying
0511
musicians
or
were.
something.
Yeah, I was saying musicians are really talented. I said 0511s just push buttons, and we put data in a system. Yeah, that looks good. That sounds good. Put it in there. Go.
I don't know. That sounds pretty important to me.
It
Someone's gotta
is
manage a
actually.
database.
It actually is because commanders can get fired if the wrong data is put in there. But yeah,
I'm sure it's happening once.
Mike said don't give us too much credit, and then I was saying I didn't say I was on this podcast with the best musicians. I mean, we did.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason that
There's 4 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I've got to say the once I picked up the drum major job, I never played again. And so I picked the drum major job up at like 6 going into 7 and in the Marine Corps. So I didn't have any playing requirement after that. So thank God, because
Yeah, it's a good thing too.
Yeah. Yeah. You're telling me.
And every time we did a change of command, Cox was back there. It's like, why does it sound like we're missing a drum? And he had dropped his damn sticks or something where, you know, he's back there.
I never dropped a stick. I can't say the same thing for Vic, because I do know for a fact that that he dropped a stick on a performance. It could be because somebody next to him hit his stick and knocked it out of his hand, but
On purpose.
Oh, y'all used to do that?
it is possibly true that the person did it on purpose.
I remember.
While we were at the front of the stage playing a drum feature with a camera on the drums.
Who would do such a thing? Wow.
My question is, how was Andrew never demoted?
Hey, I got close, man.
Got really close a few times.
My last couple of months, I was getting close. Yeah. So let's talk about I don't know, what do you guys think? Global warming? Yeah. No, I'm just throwing out topics. You don't want to talk about global.
I would never know if global warming happened down here in Florida because it's always hot as Satan's ass down here.
That's pretty warm.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically it is happening because I think over the last 30 years, 20 years, something like that, the average temperature has raised like half a degree. I mean, I think that's what I heard. But sea levels are rising. Polar ice caps are melting. You know, glaciers, you know, people, the destination vacations to go see glaciers, those glaciers are disappearing because they're melting. So it is happening. And not at the DEFCON rate, Delta, that Democrats are trying to make it sound like it is. But the whole electric vehicle is not the bailout. The electric vehicles, the carbon footprint to make an electric vehicle is like 12 times that of a car.
Yeah, the batteries alone. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
And you know who does all the mining for the?
Yeah.
You know who does that mining? Slaves and children.
Yeah. I mean, cobalt. The mining process for cobalt is like horrendous. I mean, it's awful. So like the mining process just by itself, and then the manufacturing process, the whole carbon footprint, and we don't have enough batteries or the infrastructure to handle the whole EV thing, anyways. So we have to make more batteries. We have to. I mean, I understand at some point if you want to further technology, you kind of have to put the cart before the horse for a little while, and make people catch up. I get that, but we don't have the technology yet. We don't have the technology. The technology is not there yet for the legislation that they're trying to push on us.
And here in Cammiefornia, during the heat waves, when everyone's running air conditioners and everything like that, they will cut off your power because they don't have enough power. And then they want everyone to have an electrical vehicle. So they can't provide enough electricity right now, but now they want everybody to have an electronic vehicle.
And remember a basic concept, guys, that you learned in school and science. The energy is not created or destroyed. It is only transferred. And when they're doing that, with the batteries or the gas, I mean, that's why, like, if I can, I will recycle a corrugated cardboard box instead of burning it, because I do want to try to preserve the earth I have and take care of it. I don't want to just waste what I have. If I can reuse it or recycle it, I will. And it all started for me as a woman with the diapers, whether you use a cloth diaper and wash it using your fresh water, which is a natural resource and things like that, or just put, disposable diapers in a landfill. So yes, but that's your basic concept about energy, that is not created or destroyed. It is What did I say? I forgot. What's the word about energy?
Transferred.
Transferred.
So it's just transferred. So just keep that in mind with the whole battery thing that, yeah, what you're doing, it's just going somewhere else. It is not, you're not getting rid of it. So that's what and I think if people keep that concept in mind, everything will play out right. Yeah.
And
But
those
even
lithium
in,
batteries can't be recycled. So like when those
Yeah.
those batteries go bad, they just go in a landfill.
Go into a
And
landfill. That's right.
Yep, and a lot of people don't know this. You know those giant sails on the giant windmills? Those things, the sails that are like 70 feet long. They're made out of fiberglass. They're not recycled either.
Oh.
They last like 5 or 6 years, and then they're just taken up, chopped up, and put in landfills. Some cases not even chopped up, just put in landfills whole. Yeah, yeah. These things are monstrous. They're the size of a semi truck, and they're just putting them in landfills, like every
Those-
5 or 6 years.
Those awnings that come off of RVs, they go right into the landfill.
Next to the
We made it almost an entire episode about my daggum on.
I heard those are actually recyclable, so I don't know.
If it's
Yeah.
aluminum, is it
Yeah.
aluminum?
Yeah, guys, look up what they do with the solar farm. What's a solar farm? The solar with solar farms. Those are the biggest crock. Yeah, look them up. I don't have all the facts with me in front of me. I would have to look it up and see, but we can talk about that another time. Solar farms, what they do and what they use and what they actually supply, it's the biggest crock. Talk about a diabolical lie. Solar farms are a lie.
Yeah, that's a big thing here in Southwest Georgia. Everywhere you turn, it used to be farmland, is now solar farms. And the sad thing is, the communities that are in that area, no one's benefiting from
Really?
that power. Nope, they're not getting the power. There's no. It's it's almost like California. They're buying power, and these companies are setting this stuff up, and they're selling it to someone else. And I don't even know how the hell that works. I don't know how you sell power to somebody else or how you transfer it. The infrastructure's got to be there for them to do it. But I don't, it's a concept I don't understand. But to go back to what Vic was saying, I was going to say the same thing about batteries. There's no chance. We're doing more destruction to the earth in the process of thinking we're going to try to recycle lithium batteries and all that. There's, I know there's plants out because I've watched it on, how it's made on Discovery Channel or History Channel or whatever it is. And there's, companies in California that take the batteries back, but that water, they can't do anything with it once they dismantle batteries and they clean it. It's that water is so tainted, and they're literally dumping it back down the damn drain.
What?
In the process? Yeah, they can't do anything with it.
Like they did at Camp Lejeune with the laundromat.
Yep.
Most likely. Well, another Cammiefornia concept, according to Power, is now they want to start charging everybody for power according to their income, not what you use, according to your income.
What?
Yeah, that's a concept that's going to be voted on. Or that the San Diego Gas and Electric and the Pacific Gas and Electric, who has the monopoly of the power here in California, they're going to start charging because a lot of the poor people aren't being able to pay their bill. So they're going to say, well, you make so much money, you can afford to pay more for power, whether you use it or not.
Yeah, that's the old concept. What you have this whole field of potatoes. Guess what? They're everybody's potatoes.
Yeah.
That's. Aaron, you probably know that. Vic, you know it. What was that? Was that Marxism? Is that
Marxism?
It's socialism.
Yeah, it's socialism.
What is the
all bad things usually spin off from socialism. They sell it as a good thing and then ends up becoming bad.
yeah.
But yeah.
That
So
just
we're at
reminds
that point. It doesn't matter how hard you work. The harder you work, the more you're going to be penalized for it.
Yeah.
That's the world today. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Atlas Shrugged?
Yep. Who is
Or-
John Galt?
Yeah.
I've read the book probably 4 times. I've listened to the book probably 4 or 5 times.
I've not read the book that many.
Oh, so highly recommend reading the book because there's the whole little sub story about socialism in there for the 20th Century Motor Company. But I actually, how many of you have read or listened to the book? Krista, I guess you have.
No.
Yeah. So one of the catchphrases in the book is "Who's John Galt?" And it's kind of like the answer to an unanswerable question, like why is the sky blue? I don't know. Who's John Galt? So it's kind of thrown around like that. So in MCT, we're on the top of the plateau and we're about to come down after our line training up there, right? And I was in 6th platoon. I was the 3rd squad leader for 6th platoon. We were the last platoon in the series, and we were the last ones to go down the hill. And it was like dark. I don't remember. I mean, it was dark. I don't remember if it was at night or in the morning, but it was dark. And just before we're about to go over the edge of the hill, I see a Marine sitting on the berm. And I'm like, hey, Marine, what squad you in? He goes, I'm in 3rd squad. I'm like, you're not one of mine. And he goes, no, I'm from 2nd platoon. 2nd platoon? He goes, yeah, I twisted my ankle in this run. I can't make it. And I was like, all right, well, don't go anywhere. I'll go get the safety vehicle. So I had to fucking run all the way down to the fucking hill because that's where my, platoon sergeant was at. And he's like, hey, Sergeant MacGyver, there's this guy up there from 2nd platoon. And he's like, all right, go back up there, wait with him. I'll send the safety vehicle. And it's like the slope was like this. So I had to fucking climb all the way back up there with my fucking pack on. I get up next to him. I drop my pack and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, hey, I'm Nay. And he goes, I am Galt. And I'm like, who's John Galt? He goes, my dad. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's a movie. He goes, no, it's my dad. I'm like, no. There's this book written by Ayn Rand. He goes, yeah, that's my dad. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah. So like my dad was just born. He was like 3 weeks old when Ayn Rand wrote the book. So she named her character after, she's a family friend. So she named the character after my dad. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, pretty cool.
Well, there you go. Now we know who John Galt is. So
totally know who John. I know who John Galt is.
The real John Galt.
I met his son.
Yeah. So
that
was the whole thing about Reardon Steel, is that they're making steel for everyone in the country. You're making it for the good of the country. So yeah.
The dog eat dog rule. It's coming. It's coming.
Yep. And then, just like this, forgiving student loan debt. There was that genius AOC was being interviewed and talking about it. She said, well, if you forgive their debt, they can maybe buy a house, start a family, or maybe even go back to school. So get one loan.
Or take a vacation that they've always wanted to take.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then go back to school, take another loan that we can forgive.
Yeah.
A mental disorder. Liberalism is a mental disorder.
I truly believe
no
these
way around
people.
it.
I truly believe some of these people have never been punched in the mouth. And if they have, it wasn't hard enough for them to say, oh, I might not need to do that again. Because just like you just mentioned, Mark, like the stupidity in that. Like, oh, maybe they can go back to school and run up more debt. That's stupid.
And take it and get another degree that is worthless.
Worthless. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we need more people going out and doing blue collar jobs than we do going out and getting a college degree to be a therapist or whatever. I don't know, whatever crazy thing they got going on there. But
a friend of mine works at NASCO here in San Diego. They can't find enough qualified welders.
No kidding.
Welders are being asked to work overtime because there's not enough qualified guys.
And welders make
women
this amount of money.
Yeah.
Did anyone help y'all pay off your house? Because I still owe on my house,
Oh,
Yeah,
so do
I
I.
don't-
and I'm 60 years old.
Oh, still paying
Hey,
on it.
let's turn our mortgage into a student loan.
I'm just saying. So I don't know, you know.
I owe
And some
less
of
on my
us didn't get to go to
mortgage.
college. Some of us had to join the Marine Corps. Some of us, you know, my husband's mother dropped out of school after 7th grade and had, you know, 9 children. And he joined, and his biggest bet in life was to join the Marines and serve for 31 or not 31. Ooh, sorry, 23 years. And, you know, and that was his future, his hope. You know, and this is the owning a home was the American dream, not to get someone else to pay it off for you. Everything we have is blood, sweat, and tears and fighting tears, you know, in our home. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'll stop.
Earn
I'll
it.
stop.
Earn it is the earned it.
Fought for it,
it.
lived for it, bled
Yeah.
for it, cried for it. I mean, that's what this is. It's not just something that you just get because someone hands it over to you. So,
Right.
I'll stop. Yeah.
But yeah, student loans, you know, they keep claiming, oh, it's only people that, you know, had, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. I guarantee you it's way more than that. And I guarantee you some of those people had way more in student loan debt than I got in a mortgage. So you think about that.
And I wonder what they're doing with those degrees. They can't pay for their student loans.
Jack and shit, most of them.
Yeah.
Just ask Stormy Daniels. She'll tell you.
That's good.
She wasn't satisfied with the amount of money she did get.
Yeah.
So then she had to get paid by a sources group to say, you know, go back on her story, you know.
Good point.
Unbelievable.
Well, I think we've made it through all of our topics for today. So I know this has been a big competition as of late as we go round robin and everyone tries to beat Mark out in their sayings. So so we'll save Mark for last. So hopefully he's been prepping. And we'll go around and see what everybody has to say before we get out of here. All right, Mike.
Oh, you're starting with me?
Okay, yeah, Mike, go.
Okay, well, I thought we were going with Mark. I was like, waiting to
No,
hear.
no. We're saving Marks for last. You know, that
All
way they all
right,
don't feel
okay.
bad.
I got you. My words of wisdom:
Sure, yeah.
don't trust anybody.
Mm.
But that's kind of a smart aleck comment. But don't trust anybody. But honestly, all of us have had to climb a ladder to get somewhere, to get to where we're at, or whether it be to buy a house or careers as a human being, religion, faith, whatever. But when you get to the top, don't pull the ladder up. Help the next person that's trying to get up there with you.
Ooh, that was good. That was good. Mark, I hope you're ready. Aaron?
So seeing that this past Monday was Memorial Day and we all, you know, did our tributes and thank those that paid the ultimate sacrifice, I'm going to give one from my father-in-law who I had mentioned. And Krista started it off with can't complain, right? And that's what he would always say when you know somebody would ask him how things going. He would say, any day you wake up without dirt in your face is a good day. And what he meant by that is you're still alive, right?
Yeah.
So keep pushing forward. And, you know, again, thank God that we live here in the good old US of A, even though we've got some problems with the judicial system right now. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. Sounds good. Krista.
A mind that is stretched. Huh?
I said you wrote it down in your book.
I
like
did. Started my book. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions.
Ooh, that's pretty
And
good.
that was supposed to be last week's, but I couldn't find the paper. And that's Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Okay.
All right, this week's is my only advice is to stay aware, listen carefully, and yell for help if you need it.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of yelling for help. That's for sure. Yeah. All right, Vic.
Well, the Tatuaje is still going strong. It's a good cigar. I like it. Had some troubles keeping it lit. I was having some creepers where it would burn down on one side but not on the other. But other than that, it's a decent cigar. And I will say, it's okay to be proud of your accomplishments. And it's also okay to not allow people to abuse your accomplishments. You know, you don't have to let people take your money. You don't have to let people take your things just because you're ashamed of what you've accomplished. It's okay to be proud of your accomplishments.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right. We finally made it. The man himself. Mark, I hope you brought your A game.
Okay, since we are still so close to Memorial Day, and the rest of you are pretty professional and kind of somber and stuff like that, I will leave us. I will depart with an Irish toast.
Ooh, okay.
So you get your libations ready there. So here we go. May your path be straight and gentle. May you never go astray. May good fortune always follow you each step along your way. May you know only happiness, warm memories, and good cheer. And may God's blessings bring you everything that your heart holds dear. And if you can't remember that, may you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live.
Oh,
Sláinte.
Watch it.
that was good. That was good. I like it. All right. Well, hey, I hope everybody enjoying the podcast. And if you're out there, you're a veteran, you're out there struggling, you need some help, you can always reach out through the VA. You can dial 988, press option 1. You can also text 939-288 or go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on that chat icon. Any of those options are going to be able to put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But one veteran life lost is one too many, so please reach out for help. I care about you. The podcast crew here cares about you, and all the other veterans out there care about you, so please reach out. All right, with that, hey, thank you guys for joining in and making my day here. I appreciate it. To all the listeners, stay motivated, change your socks.